like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I've been wanting to get this story for a long time, because this story really exemplifies a real problem we have with the age we live in. What is that problem we have with the age we live in? Social media. So what's the problem with social media? It should have been good. Well, there's lots of problems with social media, but one of the big problems is it makes people think they're equal to other people when they're really not. So I think the bottom line problem is this. People don't understand what growth is, right? What growing up is, what age is. My Rabbi Noah Weinberg, bless his memory, used to say this thing. He said, we all know a 5-year-old, well, you might not know. If you don't have kids, you don't know. But most people know, like a baby. A baby is a cute little thing, but they are gorgeous, all right? Especially when they like clean up after they, just been shoved down a son's birth canal. Once you clean them up a bit, they're very. But they're generally speaking, babies are cute. They smell cute. They are cute. Babies are very, very cute. We all love babies. We all have an idea, though. If you have a 5-year-old who's still developmentally at the same stage as a baby, it's tragic, right? It's completely tragic. And 5-year-olds are gorgeous. And they really are. 5-year-olds are very cute. But they genuinely are. I really recommend having kids and raising kids. It's a lot of work, but very rewarding. I really recommend that highly. 5-year-old kids are very cute. But, if you have a 5-year-old kid who, a 10-year-old kid, right, who's developmentally still at the same age as a 5-year-old, it's a tragedy, right? An absolute tragedy. 10-year-olds, amazingly, are pretty darn cute. 10-year-olds are also cute. But if you have a 10-year-old, right, or a 15-year-old, who not as cute, but they are, actually, I like them. But I do, I'm a big softie. If you have a 15-year-old still acting like a 10-year-old, it's tragic, right? Same thing as of a 20-year-old. A 20-year-old who still acts the same way, still developmentally in the same place as a 15-year-old, it's tragic. After that, it gets more muddy. Do you have a 25-year-old still developmentally at the same place as a 20-year-old? Is it tragic? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It means you've wasted that part of your life. If you have a 30-year-old still holding where a 25-year-old is or a 20-year-old is, it's tragic. If you have a 35-year-old, 40... The idea is people don't understand that growth has benefits and important. And older people generally are your superiors. They've seen more of life than you, right? That's just a regular old person. An older person who's been incredibly successful in your chosen field, he is far above you, right? You are not on the same plane at all. Social media thinks you're all on the same plane. Social media thinks 15-year-olds were on the same plane as a 30-year-old, when you're not. Unless the 30-year-old is still where the 15-year-old is, but you're not. You're not. Growth is an important thing, right? Now, if you have somebody who's been achieved incredible success in your very, very hard industry, right? An incredible success. And you are actually experiencing success because of him, right? Because of what he did. He is way above you. But the worst part of Star Trek Strange New Worlds doesn't know that, doesn't understand that simple math. And it's absolutely incredible. Now, Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek has been awful, and I think a disaster. I don't think it's worked out well at all. Then amazingly, along came Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I genuinely enjoyed it, right? I genuinely had a good time with it, right? I found it fun, really. Honestly, I did. There's one problem with it, really one problem with it, and that was Lieutenant Lesbian Latinx, or Latinx Lesbian, right? Why do I call her Lieutenant Lesbian Latinx? Actually, she might be a lieutenant, I don't know, but the L's go together, right? But she has the size of a head shaved in the traditional lesbian cut, so she's supposed to be a lesbian. She's a very masculine character, played by a woman, so clearly it's lesbian. It's some kind of a fluid weirdness, right? Not that it's weird, that's totally normal today. And she's she's useless. She's absolutely useless. She's the worst part, and she's very clearly a diversity hire. And what do I mean by that? I mean that she was hired on her gender, right? I was hired on her gender rather than, or her identity, I should say, rather than her acting talent. Now, I actually think the woman who plays the security chief, whose name also Karney Shomron, right, is a bit of a shitty character. Was also a diversity hire. However, I think the actress who plays her, who I understand is a bit of a cunt. Okay, so that's come out. I think she's one of the people who wanted the council, not Noel Clarke, right? But she's a pretty talented actress, and she's managed to imbue that character, who I thought was a bit crappy, with interest, and I become interested because of the superior acting talent. Whoever it is who plays Lieutenant Lesbian Latinx. The reason I call it Latinx is because Latino people can't stand Latinx, and white liberals can't stand that Latino people can't stand Latinx. It's so funny, right? It's such a genuinely bizarre state of affairs. So that's why she's got that little nom de plume by me. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, she's the blight on that series, right? Now she's an average actress. Nothing wrong with her. She can do the job. She's just not a great actress, so she hasn't been able to imbue the character to rise up against its diversity hiring background, right? Which is what it is, right? And she just doesn't have the chops, in my opinion, right? Just doesn't have the chops to do it. Fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. But other people have started to notice it and point it out. She didn't like that. Oh, she didn't like that. She stomped her little feet and went, no, don't call me a diversity. You are a diversity hire. Don't call me a diversity hire, but you are one, right? It's not, I didn't hire you, and I don't go in for it. But don't be pissed off that people pointing out you're a diversity hire. So William Shatner at a Comic-Con event, it's so silly, right? Was asked, do any of the new Star Trek series hold a candle to the original? Obviously, he's going to say no, right? I mean, did you ever see Tom Baker being interviewed about other Doctors? He would have said, I would feign that there are no other Doctor Who's other than me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just what's done. It was a bit of a laugh. Lieutenant Lesbian Latinx didn't like that, right? Because she knows she's a diversity hire. That's basically the bottom line. She knows she's a diversity hire, and that's why she doesn't like being called a diversity hire, because she knows that's exactly what she bloody is. So, sorry about that, but that's just the way it is. So she started mouthing off at William Shatner in the most pathetic way possible. I mean, really, genuinely the most pathetic way possible. That's what this story is. We're going to look at it together. And then, I'm reading it from Bleeding Cool. And they think that she's owning, she came out on top with this confrontation with Shatner. No, she didn't. Oh, my God. What, just what insanity. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are very, very good. I thank you very much. I appreciate you doing all those things. Like, share, subscribe, sign up to my Substack, my email newsletter, so that lets you know where you find my videos if I'm ever bad from YouTube, and I give away free stuff on that all the time, digitally. You're not getting anything physical out of it, unless you print it, I guess. I mean, I whatever. You can turn the digital stuff I give you into physicality. That's on you, baby. But I give it out. I also have a paid one. You want to send me a couple of bucks? I ain't going to stop you, baby. I am not going to stop you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. All those things are good. Now let me hand over to me from last night when I went over this abysmal story. Man, this was a rough story, right? This was absolutely a rough story. Star Trek. Melissa Navia to William Shatner. Do you even watch, bro? Oh, God. Okay, Melissa, darling. Firstly, I had no idea your name. You know why I didn't know your name? Because I don't give a shit who you are. You know why I don't give a shit who you are? Because, okay, this is who you are. You're an annoying smear on an otherwise good show, right? Imagine having a nice pair of knickers and one day you have a big wet fart. And then you've got that skid mark there forever, right? You are the skid mark of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And you got to understand who you are. I mean, I'm not being cruel. You are the skid. I mean, like, no one gives a shit who you are. You're going to be forgotten tomorrow. People wish you weren't here now, right? I like, do you ever watch, bro? I mean, there's so much you don't understand. Idiot child, right? Talking to a grown-up. Oh, that guy, I mean, here's the reality. You are a diversity hire. Your character is shit. Your character is the only bit of shit in an otherwise very good show, right? You are a diversity hire, yes. How do we know this? because you have actively a lot less talent than everybody else on the screen, right? A lot less talent. Though one of our more usual followers, Though one of our more recent followers on social media, Star Trek Strange New World star Melissa Navia, it has quickly become one of our favorites. Oh, fuck off! In a short period of time, yes, I'm an idiot, annoying cunt. Oh, of course, Bleeding Cool's gonna love me. Oh, that's how we know, by the way, the Orville has jumped the shark. I just want to take a little aside for the Orville. People keep saying, but wait a minute, Topo was a girl who then transitioned into being a boy against her will and didn't know about it, right? Everybody keeps telling me that. I know. I am aware of that. What I think Seth MacFarlane was trying to say with that episode about the boy was he was trying to make you think of how awful it would be to live out your life as a gender he weren't really, and you were and your own doing because society deemed that upon you, right? That is the way that he views transgender people, right? Transgender people say that when you're born, the doctor makes a guess if you're a boy or a girl, and he didn't mention the guess is based on having a penis or a vagina, right? It's not a guess; that's a diagnosis, right? It's we live in strange times. I don't want to tell you, mate. It's just weird. All of this is just a bit weird. But anyway, my point being is this. That Bleeding Cool likes you might be something that you shouldn't be shooting for, right? One of her favorites for a period of time. And that started last week when Navia pushed back on so-called Star Trek fans who've been tagging Navia's we've been tagging Hellsman, Eric Ortega with comments like demo casting and checking off woke box. That's what she is. The reason people are saying that is because that's who she is. I'm sorry, that's a rough thing to say, right? But that is what she is, right? I didn't do it. And now again, I think what's her name? Chong? Is it Melissa? I can't remember her name. Who plays the security chief? I think that's a shit character too. I don't think she has a superior acting talent and a nice pair of tits. I want to be clear. I think she's got a nice pair of tits. But I think she has a superior acting talent that adds some depth to that very by the numbers character. Actually, I would say that about most of the characters in Star Trek. It's really, they got lucky with a lot that's casting. Look, firstly, you got Anson Mount, who really is a bit of a powerhouse in this, right? He really works. Then you got Rebecca Romaine. Hart is hardly in it, and we don't really miss her for that. The engineer, I said, is very good. All the characters. Nurse Chapel, freaking awesome. Love Nurse Chapel. And she's hot, right? And she's hot. And then we got this piece of shit. Melissa Navia. God. So, and this is the only reason she's mounting, because she knows she's shit. Right? This is a shit character. And throwing it at the character fan. No, that's not happening. Throwing our existence throws hate at them, idiot. Right? They can't coexist in anybody not like us. They're baby-brained imbeciles. And the only reason they like her is because she's a Latinx lesbian. It's the only reason. She has no other bloody character. Oh, she's just annoying. Where are we up to? But just in case we needed another reason to fist pump in agreement. I mean, really, fist pumping in your utter shitness. Look who's saying good things about you, darling. Exactly, Bleeding Cool. The Goebbels of the comic book. What was it? Cultural Divide. 1 second. Where is it? Was it? Where is it? But I think we need any voting. The fist bumping green. Navia gave us the very thing this afternoon when she took to social media to question if William Shatner, or she replying to him, has ever seen an episode of the newest Star Trek series. Have you even watch it, bro? Nobody watches it because it's shit, apart from your show. Oh. I have seen it, and it's all awful. So if he's saying it's awful without knowing, let me be. I'll fill in for him. It's fine. It's awful. It's absolutely unwatchably awful. Right? That is their Star Trek. It's absolutely unwatchably awful. Was it? 1 second. Of the new Star Trek. And before any old school Star Trek fans start clutching their poles and fanning themselves with accusation of disrespect. It's not an accusation. It's a statement of fact. Well, no, this is what disrespect looks like. Yes, this is disrespect, right? Yeah, I mean, like an accusation. That's like you set fire to him. You saying an accusation of arson. No, you did that. Unfounded accusation of disrespect. Other than the actual disrespect, Neville is simply upholding the rules of the road when it comes to the mean streets of pop culture. Sometimes when you throw punches, some punches throw back. So here's the story. I bet no punch was thrown at her. Okay, during a Q&A hosted by Kevin Smith at San Diego Comic-Con. Set out! Shatner was asked by a fan if there are any of the new Star Trek series from Paramount era that rivals his own. No, of course. Well, what do you think he's going to say? He's old school Hollywood. Of course he's going to say no. He said, the original series, spoiler, his response wasn't exactly one you would accuse of being respectful. He wasn't respectful to our lack of respect. You don't, here's the thing. You don't respect to William fucking Shatner. You think making Star Trek Discovery earns you fucking respect? That piece of relentless shit that's made only as a widget filler for your piece of shit streaming service, which you're desperate to fucking sell. Oh, he wasn't very respectful to, because they were shit, and this is a classic of television that has lasted for 50 years, 60 years. Discovery wouldn't be made without the name Star Trek on it, you silly cunt. Wasn't being respectful. None of them. You're right. None of them do hold a candle to your old one. None of them are a rival. I like Strange New Worlds, but only because it reflects the original. I got to know creator Gene Roddenberry in the 3 years fairly well, and he'll be troning in his grave at some of this stuff. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Because what you're making is evil shit. Right? This idea that gender and sexuality are fluid is and that's a normal state for normal and healthy state for human beings isn't true. And it's a destructive idea. Right? The science doesn't support it. So yes, he would be turning his grave. Anybody who died 3 years ago and saw the shit going on now would be turning in their fucking. They're like, what the hell happened? Well, man, if you died in 2019 and you woke up and you saw today, then what the fuck did you do? It's a recession. What? How? How did you make everything shit so quickly? What? The Justice Department is like, a third world junta. It's being weaponized against political rivals. And like, you wouldn't believe what you fucking see today. And I know you're the ones doing it, Bleeding Cool. And I know you're the ones enjoying it. Doesn't mean it's not happening, idiot. Some of this stuff. Well, we're guessing that those types of comments from Shatner were what Navia is addressing in a tweet this afternoon. Well, okay, nobody invited you for comment. Insignificant, silly cunt. Okay? No one cared what you have to say. We're not outraged that you raised the question. We're outraged that you opened your mouth. Because you're so insignificant. Curious. Has this the scene any episode of Discovery, or Strange New Worlds, or Lower Decks? Okay, I have. They're all shit, okay, compared to the original Star Trek. Okay, Strange New Worlds is good because it apes original Star Trek in a lot of ways, and I like the realization of the original Trek aesthetic, right? I like that a lot. But without the original Trek aesthetic, it wouldn't be. It doesn't stand on its own. It stands because it's a Star Trek series. Discovery doesn't stand. Picard doesn't stand. Lower Decks doesn't stand. Didn't he watch himself in TOS? That's disrespectful. Didn't he watch himself in TOS? I know actors who can't watch their own work, but oh boy, not me. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I understand that you're egotistical cunt. Oh, those who wonder hit me differently after losing my partner. What'd you lose her to? What'd you lose her to? I'm a bit suspicious. Your kind, and I say your kind, I mean social justice warriors, are very prone to melodrama, right? Lose could have meant, she left you. Fine, yeah. So you know somebody who died, and somebody else who died. He too fixed what was broken. Navia wrote in the first tweet after close to an hour. Navia responded with, "General consensus then is no." Jesus fucking Christ! Know when to shut your mouth, you silly cunt. Oh, this is just embarrassing. This is just embarrassing. Oh. Unless the man himself tells me differently. You're not worthy of comment. I mean, well, Jesus fucking Christ. Talk about delusions of grandeur, darling. If Shatner were to block Navia, at least there'll be a small silver lining into if he blocks me for asking the question, then at least we'll have his answer. Okay, but he hasn't blocked you because you're a complete insignificance. I mean, like it's a complete insignificance. You think this was him owning Shatner? Are you out your fucking mind? What happened there? I shouldn't have been there. Well, you honestly thought that was him? You thought that was her dissing Shatner? Ooh, what an arsehole. And then using the LOP emoji. You're not worthy of comment. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, that really is delusions of grandeur, isn't it? Really? Oh. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. Did she say partner because she's embarrassed to say she's straight and she wanted to intimate she's gay? Do you reckon? Could be. Let's have a look. Let's look her up. Oh, man. It's like a Wikipedia of this budding thespian. How old is she? 37. Fuck off. Is what? Is this everything she's done?
It's awards and nominations. Well, why didn't they have it? Okay. Best Actress at Wild Rose Independent Film Festival for her role as Dawn in the sci-fi movie The Paragon Cortex. 2015 recording on TV says Common Charge. 2017 guest role as Eleanor Gabrielle, the astronaut for Life on Mars. Oh, that piece of shit. In Showtime's Billions in 2008. She was in Dietland. Jeez. I mean, it's not as like, I mean, really? Personal life. Do anything about personal life? Her partner, Brian Brannon, died in 2021. Okay, after being diagnosed with leukemia. She said partner to hide that she was straight. Jesus, that's kind of pathetic. That's kind of pathetic, I think. Look, I'm sorry if you're lost, darling. I am, but really. Man, how vile, right? I mean, like, really. Ugh. And again, I'm still like thinking that was you think she owned Shatner with that? That's bizarroville. I mean, that really is bizarre. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.